and sometimes it just wears your ass out.
Being mad at somebody and not communicating that you're mad at them because they hurt your feelings or something is kind of like, I know everybody heard this before, it's like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to get hurt.
If you make a mistake, there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm sorry. Just today, period. We are allergic to saying, I'm sorry.
And keeping it, at our age, we should be keeping it hot as far as like fun and like, sexy and stuff like that.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Allie coming to you this Wednesday. Today I want to call this my professional Wednesday. Got my little professional fit going on. Usually I'm pretty relaxed, just chill. But today, I kept my work clothes on. What can I say? All right, guys. So there has been a problem bothering me lately. So hopefully y'all enjoying the scenery, try to switch things up a bit. So lately, guys, I have been experiencing a problem in my life, and I'm not gonna go into details. This conversation is totally anonymous, but I feel like it would be less, I think that I should speak up about it because I love myself. And because I love myself, I have to speak about topics that bother me. I can't just sit back and, not say anything. So that's my first point that I want to make. Speak. Silence kills. But before I get into that, I feel that I should talk about this. Like, this video is not to offend anyone. It's to help. It's to inspire change in people. Like, we all have something in our lives that we have to get better at and to, change for the better. So, here goes. Recently, I had a situation occur, and I can't tell you what the situation is, but, I prayed about the situation because I believe in prayer. So I prayed about it. I talked to some people that I confide in, aka my mom. When you pray about a situation and you try to let it go, and sometimes, it goes away, and sometimes it just wears your ass out, and you just have to like keep talking about it. You just keep thinking about it, replaying the situation over and over in your mind, and it comes out. And so in order for me to deal with this in a healthy way, I think it's time for me to talk about it. This is not the first time that this situation occurred. It occurred last year, and it's a problem that could be fixed like so simply. At least I think it could be fixed simply. So the first thing, communication. The second thing, so it is a business matter. And this is the second time that this business matter, this business issue has arisen in my life, and I feel like I need to deal with the situation, and I want you all to comment. I need feedback. How do you feel about handling situation? I mean, it is a broad topic that I'm talking about. Like, I'm speaking about it in a broad sense, but just I guess the question I'm asking, when situations occur, how do you all handle it? When it's something that's very important to you, how do you go about dealing with it, especially when it just doesn't go away? Like, how do you deal with things that are crucial and you have to deal with it? So this particular business issue that occurred happened to me last Friday. And I was very upset. I was just upset because I was expecting things to just happen to come through. Because, it should have. But it didn't, so I talked to my mother about it. And she told me, just to talk to the people in charge about it and things should get better. Well, I talked to the people in charge, and instead of things getting better, I was kind of sent in a circle. Like, I talk to this person, they send me to another person. I talk to them, they send me to another person. It's like nobody wanted to take the blame. They kept shoving the blame off onto someone else. And I'm just getting frustrated because you all are shoving the blame off on someone, but you're not the one that's being affected here. I am. And so I think that it was very unprofessional for people to just keep shoving me around and just not. I think to make this video cut and dry to the point, if you make a mistake, there's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry. I feel like in this day and age, in this generation, or just today period, we are allergic to saying I'm sorry. Now, there are most definitely times where you need to apologize and say I'm sorry. We all make mistakes. Mistakes happen. In this situation, if I was in charge, I would have said I'm sorry. So an apology was definitely necessary. Finding out who exactly I needed to talk to in this situation, instead of talking to 2, 3, 4 different people and nobody's, giving me an exact answer. Nobody could answer. Showing concern. So from certain people, I didn't get the compassion that I thought I deserved. And third, I feel that some kind of assurance needed to be said. I assure you, Miss Taylor, such and such. I assure you. And I just feel like when you're dealing with people, you have to have some kind of connection with people. Like, we're not robots. We're not animals. I just feel like when you're dealing with human beings, you have to have a connection. What if the shoe was on the other foot? What if you were in my place and I was in your place? How would you want me to treat you? I mean, I pretty much said how I would want to be treated. So, whenever there's a problem, don't be silent. Speak up about it. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your week. I'm sending good vibes to you all. And I will see y'all next time. Peace. This is Allie. What's up, y'all? So today I'm doing my first collab. This is my friend Marcus.
Yo.
We worked together on several things, and this is part 2 of my video. I'm talking about effective communication.
Nice.
And so, Marcus, so what do you feel that people should know about communication?
For me, it's honesty. I really feel like people are just scared to be honest. Like, everybody communicates when they're happy. Like when you feel good about something, like, oh, I got this good grade on my test, or oh man, like boyfriend or girlfriend really showed me that they cared. But like when it comes to tough things, I feel like there's some people who are not made, who don't understand, who haven't been taught that how to effectively communicate when they're not happy about something, or when something didn't go their way, or they want to reveal to somebody how they feel about them. They don't really know how to say those words, or just even put it in the same situation. And I feel like I'm the type of person that communicates everything. Even if I'm losing, or even if I did something bad, I'll be the first to tell you, because I know silence and keeping stuff in and expecting someone to know what's in your head, I've learned that doesn't work, and that just actually hurts friendships and relationships. So if you're around me, I communicate everything. So that's pretty much how I live my life, for real.
So for me, I'm gonna be honest. So I've been a shy person most of my life, and I didn't deal with confrontation well, or any kind of conflict in my life. And so instead of speaking out about it, I would just ride it out and not really say anything. And then I just noticed that, you know, you kind of get emotional when you don't speak out about things, and you just like kind of playing the situation over and over in your head. And I felt like that's not like a good, that's not healthy.
Yeah.
And so now I feel like God is kind of moving me to like speak out more and just, you know, be more, I don't know, vocal in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm coming at. And it's like, this video is definitely not to make anyone feel bad or talk about somebody or anything. Now, there are videos where I will do that, but this is not one. So our focus right now is effective communication. So you want to say anything?
Yeah, I learned it from like my dad back when, like, probably when I was like in middle school. He said something that's really important to me. Like I was a happy kid. Like, I mean, there really wasn't too much that keep me down. But if I did get angry, or I'd be mad at somebody, like, I didn't really like holding grudges or nothing like that. But my dad told me, he's like, being mad at somebody and not communicating that you're mad at them because they hurt your feelings or something is kind of like, I know everybody heard this before, it's like drinking poison and expecting somebody else to get hurt, you know what I'm saying? And I realized that early, like, if you're mad at somebody or somebody hurt your feelings or something didn't go the way you expected, and you don't let them know, and you don't, it's not a point to make them hurt the way you hurt, it's the point of just letting you know that, like, that hurt you. If you don't let them know, they just living life every day with thinking that nothing is wrong, and you're hurting on the inside, and it's like affecting your brain activity, affecting your lifestyle, affecting your stress level. So I'm glad my dad told me that, because after that, like, even if I was mad or even something like hurt my feelings, I was like, yo, I really don't like how what was said. I really don't like how you acted or how you treated me. And, you know, a lot of times people didn't even know, and they're like, oh man, I'm sorry, I didn't even realize it. So ever since then, you know, I communicate everything.
I feel like one of the hardest places to communicate effectively is work. I had a colleague, and we put our heads together to put together a program, and we're both kind of creators. He writes as well as I do, and so he wrote a script, and we had like this long list of things to talk about. I mean, things for the play, for the program. And, you know, we actually couldn't get to the skit because we had so much other stuff going on. And so, you know, I told him, let's just like cut it. And he thought that I was being, you know, rude or whatever, and I didn't like the script that he wrote. And so, you know, when we got to talking, I revealed to him, I just told him, I was like, we don't have time to practice with the kids. The kids, you know, students, children, they need time to practice. Yeah. And you can't just throw anything on them, especially if they're not used to doing it. And so when he understood where I was coming from, things cleared up. At least I thought everything was cleared up. Yeah. So Mark is like, what do you think like is hard about communicating job-wise? Because, you know, you want to keep everything professional, and like you don't want to butt heads with people, because, you know, you got to see these people every day. Yeah. And so I know sometimes I have these issues at work.
Yeah, I think work is tough because, like, you have these walls up, you know what I'm saying? Like, the person you socially, your friends and stuff, you probably don't have any walls up. You probably can say anything. But at work, you know, you're, like you said, you expect to have like a professional atmosphere. So some things you're literally not saying because you want to keep it at a certain level. You know, you're not actually telling them exactly what's on your brain or what's in your mind. So sometimes those relationships are pretty tough because you're kind of walking on eggshells, because obviously you want to keep working there. You don't want to have a bad reputation at work. You know, with your friends, you can say whatever. You know, they're going to come back because you love being around each other. But at work, you're like, well, I'm not going to see you at the work, so I'm not really tripping. You know what I'm saying? I just hold this in, and, you know, and that's a bad part about holding it in, because either you're going to let it out to somebody, you know. So, well, yeah, work is tough, but you just got to realize, like nobody's perfect, you know what I'm saying? And, like, you just, I know it's tough, just communicate. You got to kind of bite the bullet sometimes. And usually that's how your work friends become, like, good friends, because you're just open, and then they're like, oh, yeah, I probably felt the same way, too. I just didn't want to be the first one to say it, so.
I try to have good work relationships and be cordial, but I don't know, for some reason I'm a cut and dry person. It's like either it's a yes for me or it's a no for me, or, you know, I just kind of just put it out there. So I think people kind of have a hard time kind of accepting that kind of personality. They think I come off rude or something, I don't know, but it's just who I am. I just feel like, keep it real, no BS. So
Yeah.
so I noticed you talk about friendships a lot.
Hmm.
That's definitely something that I struggle with in the past is communicating with my friends, and either like relationships, friendships fell off, and it just became hard. I mean, any kind of relationship is hard to keep it going.
Yeah.
Especially when you get older because you got responsibilities and stuff, and sometimes people don't understand. So definitely with some of my girlfriends, like we just had like really bad communication, and things just
Girls.
got rocky.
No, it's good. Just kidding. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love my friends, man. I'm a military kid. My dad did 22 years in the Army. I said did like that, like he was in lockdown or something like that. But he served 22 years in the Army. So when you're growing up a military kid, like your friends are everything. Your friends are basically family because you don't really actually grow up around family because you've always around different places. So friends have always been a big part of my life, and I can do anything to try to keep that relationship good because they are there when nobody else is there a lot of times. So I guess that's maybe a different why I speak so much about friends because of my background and moving around to a lot of different places as a kid.
All right, so the next thing I want to talk about relationships, like the romantic ones. Let's give the people some advice. Like, what can we tell them to help them out with relationships? We know that's like one of the toughest because you're vulnerable with this person, like they know you everything, and it's hard. So
shoot, man. I mean communication. I mean that's what we've been talking about, and like the way I see it, I mean I don't really hold nothing back as far as like a lot of people like to hold certain things. Like, well, maybe when we start dating this long, I'll reveal this and stuff. I just like, hey, look, this is me, and
you just put it all up front.
Well, not like, not say like a lot of personal stuff. Just be like, hey, like, I'm not gonna try to lie to you or try to make it look like I'm somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know everything has a consequence. So if you leave certain things out, they found it out through somebody else. They're obviously gonna come back and be like, why am I the last person to find this out?
Yeah, that's true.
So you gotta know the person you're with, or whatever, and take it upon that. Your relationship, person you're with, should be the best relationship you have. You gotta be fair to the other person. You shouldn't, they shouldn't feel like insecure about like, dang, like this person knows this and I don't know this. I thought, I thought I was in a relationship with you. So just gotta be aware of like what's going on.
Yeah, in relationships, definitely don't be afraid to be transparent. Like, tell the truth, be upfront with people. If you're really serious about that person, be upfront with them. Don't leave them guessing. If you hanging out with your friends and you'll be in late, like, let them know, call in, check in. So it's definitely like very important to communicate. That's the only way to like a long-lasting relationship.
Yeah. And keep it fun, man. Like
Keep it fun, definitely.
Yeah, I look at other people's relationships and I'm like, man, I would hate to be in that one because like either one of them is boring or somebody just not really, keeping it, at our age, we should be keeping it hot as far as like fun and like, sexy and stuff like that, And I've seen people, different weddings and stuff like that, and they're just like, their only excuse for not doing certain things is they don't want to do it. And I'm like, relationship is a two-person thing. Some people have 3 or 4 people in a relationship, but whatever, like floats your boat. But like, make it fun, man. Make them want to be able to be like, yeah, that's my boyfriend or that's my girlfriend. Like, make them proud to be with you. Like, keep it hot. So that just shout out to people who just like get in relationships and get comfortable. And I'm like, bro, chill out, man. Like, they could be with anybody and they chose you. So.
And trust. I mean, you have to like trust. Like, they gotta go to work, so you can't just like every minute like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? You gotta have some kind of trust in relationship. Like Marcus said, you gotta have fun. So if you like all the time like worried about then an airplane, like just
Yeah.
So you gotta keep it light, gotta keep it fun. Sometimes you can't always be down that person's throat. Have some trust.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Jealousy. Do not be jealous, man. Like, they with you, you know what I'm saying? If you find out something, that's a different story, but don't look for something, like old people say, you look for something, you're going to find it, So just, just be upfront with them and just hope for the best, you know? Like, don't bring the negativity before it's there, you know what I'm saying? If somebody's negative with me, that I'm in a relationship thinking, oh, you're always out these people, I'm probably gonna start thinking about being those people. It's like, dang, you keep putting that in my head. Like, I wasn't thinking about it before. It's like, dang, you know what I mean? So, like, just be happy where you're at and, like, love as hard as you can while you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not promised the next day. They're not promised the next day. You never know what news they get. They might get a job offer, like, somewhere else, you know? So just take advantage of the time y'all have together while y'all there, so.
Okay. All right, so we had to switch sides, y'all. We outside, you know,
Yeah.
nature. All right, so.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about family. Yeah. Like I said, I was talking earlier, like one of my pastors said it. He says that the people who are close to you, they're going to hurt you the most because you have the highest expectation for them.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? You got to remember that when you deal with family, especially when you get older. You know what I'm saying? When you're a kid living in your parents' house or whatever, you know, it's easy because everybody's just there. But when you get older and move out the house, you know what I'm saying, everybody's not going to be there when you get home, so you need to, like, work on those relationships. And I'm not the best, especially when it comes to family. Like, again, like, I count everything to, like, being a part of military family. Like, we're always around different places and stuff like that, and it's tough. It's really tough. That's probably, like, my hardest relationships when it comes to family because I spend so much time with friends and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, I know I'm not the most, like, emotional person, like, when stuff happens, so you need to find a way that's comfortable for you. Like, even those tough times, like, when family have, like, death in the family, like, you don't want to go to the funeral, you don't want to come over to, I don't know, grandma's house because grandpa died. You know, you got to just, like, find a way to be comfortable and be mature enough and go and console that relative, you know, bring something, like, say, you know, I'm here for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, show up at the funeral, like, wear your sunglasses, you know, something like that. Like, you got to be there. Like, I feel like, especially in the African-American community, we have to, like, start making those efforts to be there. Do those things that are hard, that is hard. I can't even. Do the things that are hard for you, like, especially when it's important, like something like that. Be there for the family member, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You won't regret it later.
Yeah, that's the thing about family. You can't get rid of family. Not saying that you want to, but, like, whatever you do, you know what I'm saying, like, you can't go away. So you need to make sure that's, like, one of the strongest relationships that you have because, I mean, I like to account for no matter what, like, even when you're kids, like, those family members were there when you couldn't take care of yourself. Yeah. So, I mean, no matter what, you know, it's not saying that you owe them, but, I mean, they were there for you when you couldn't take care of yourself. So you should always, like, give them that gratitude and be there for them.
Okay, well, guys, I think we covered pretty much, like, every aspect or almost every aspect of communication, you know. So hopefully you all found something you could take away from this video. Hopefully it was interesting. Definitely keep the Bahamas in your prayers. You know, find a way to donate, help out. And Marcus, you want to give your information?
Oh, yeah. You keep up with me. I have my website, MarcusWayneProductions.com. That's an S at the end of Productions. And Marcus spelled with a C. And that's pretty much how I update people off that website.
And I am It's a Taylor Thing. So like, subscribe, comment. You know, find us on social media. It's a Taylor Thing, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And that's all we got to say. So have a good day.
See you.
Bye.